So when I say the word cybersecurity, what pops into your head? Probably a team of tech experts, right? In a dark room, staring at all this glowing code. But what if I told you the biggest factor in an organization's security isn't in that room at all? What if it's the person at the front desk, the accountant, the marketing intern? And yeah, what if it's you?
All right, let's just tackle this head on, because it's a huge misconception. Is cybersecurity really just a problem for the IT department to go figure out? Well, the answer, as we're about to see, is a big, resounding no.
Because you see, at its very core, cybersecurity isn't about protecting computers. It's about protecting something way more valuable and honestly way more fragile: digital trust. Think about it. Just like the finance department manages money and HR manages people, the whole point of cybersecurity is to manage the trust that customers, partners, and employees put into a company's digital world.
And that idea, it completely reframes the whole conversation, doesn't it? It pulls security out of the server room and puts it right where it belongs, in the boardroom. It becomes a core business function, something that supports literally everything an organization does. So why do companies spend billions and billions of dollars on this stuff? I mean, it's not just about stopping hackers for the sake of it. The real reasons, they're deeply connected to the survival and the growth of the business itself. It's really easy to think of security as just a cost, a line item on a budget. But look at what's really driving it. Of course, you've got to protect operations, to keep the lights on. You have to protect your reputation, so customers don't run for the hills after a breach. And yeah, you got to follow the law, that's ensuring compliance. But the most forward-thinking reason, it's that last one, enabling innovation. You see, good security isn't a roadblock, it's the launch pad. It's what lets a company safely jump on game-changing tools like AI or cloud computing.
And the stakes, wow, they are just astronomical. We're talking about trillions, with a T, trillions of dollars in global economic cost from cybercrime every single year. And that's not just some corporate loss on a spreadsheet. It's like a tax on our entire society, slowing down growth and innovation for all of us.
Okay, so how on earth do organizations deal with a threat this massive, this constant? Well, the key thing to get is that you can't treat it like a one-time project you just finish. No, it's a continuous, never-ending process.
Now, there's a formal name for this whole approach. It's called Information Security Management, or ISM for short. Just think of it as the strategic system, the master plan, that connects all the little day-to-day security tasks back to the big picture goals of the organization.
So what does this cycle actually look like on the ground? Well, it all starts with planning. You gotta have a strategy. Then you implement that plan. You roll out the tools, you train the people. But you can't just assume it's working, right? You have to constantly test your defenses. And finally, you manage the day-to-day stuff, the monitoring, the patching, the responding. And guess what? As soon as you've done all that, the threats change, the business changes, and that cycle kicks off all over.
But for a cycle like that to work, you can't just be making things up as you go. You need a clear set of rules, and that's where governance comes in. It's the high-level rulebook that guides the entire security program.
I absolutely love this analogy because it just makes the difference so clear. Governance, that's the captain up on the bridge, setting the destination, steering the ship away from icebergs. Management, that's the crew down in the engine room, making sure all the machinery is running perfectly. You absolutely need both to get where you're going safely.
Now, organizations don't just invent these rulebooks from scratch. They use established security frameworks. You can think of them as expert-designed playbooks that provide a shared map, making sure everyone is building their defenses in a way that's logical, consistent, and comprehensive.
One of the most popular frameworks out there is from NIST, and it breaks security down into this really logical life cycle. See, it all starts at the top, with governance, setting the strategy. From there, you can't protect what you don't know, so you have to identify your assets and risks. Then you put safeguards in place to protect them. But you have to assume something might get through, so you need the ability to detect it, respond to it, and ultimately recover from it. It really covers the whole journey from start to finish.
But NIST isn't the only game in town. Another huge player is ISO 27001, and they kind of serve different purposes. The easiest way to think about it is that NIST is like a flexible guide to help you improve your strategy on the inside. ISO, on the other hand, is a formal standard. It's something you can get officially certified in, which is a really powerful way to prove to your customers and to regulators that you have a serious, rigorous security process in place.
Okay, so we've covered technology, we've covered processes, and we've covered frameworks. But you know what? All of that can be completely undone by the most critical and frankly the most unpredictable element of them all: people. Let's talk about the human firewall.
And this is where our whole idea of the insider threat gets completely flipped on its head.
We tend to picture this disgruntled employee, trying to steal company secrets. And yeah, that definitely happens. But look, it's the smallest slice of the pie. The biggest threat, by far, comes from the accidental insider. This is a well-meaning employee who just makes a mistake, like clicking on a phishing link they shouldn't have, or accidentally emailing a sensitive file to the wrong person.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? You can have the best, most expensive technology in the world and the most detailed policies ever written, but at the end of the day, your security really comes down to the actions and the awareness of your people.
And this brings us to a really crucial difference. Security awareness is about knowing the rules, but a true security culture, that's about everybody internalizing the shared values behind those rules. It's the difference between one person thinking, I know I shouldn't click that link, and a whole team thinking, we protect each other by questioning suspicious emails. That little shift from me to we is absolutely everything.
So how do you actually build that kind of culture? Well, it's an active process. It means regular training that's actually relevant, not just some boring presentation you have to sit through once a year. It means running phishing simulations to give people real, hands-on practice. And maybe most importantly, it means creating easy and safe ways for anyone to report something that just feels a little off, without any fear of being blamed for it.
So here's the bottom line. Every organization has a technical firewall, a piece of technology that's blocking bad stuff from the internet. But after everything we've just talked about, we know that's not enough. The real question this leaves us with is, who is on your human firewall?